What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Flipping Live Show, number one daytime reselling talk show. I'm your host, Chris with Flip the World, and today's guest, guys, to show that there is no animosity, I had to have on the Astro beating Atlanta Braves fans, ATL Flippers.
Oh yeah,
What's going on?
Man, we should have had our ATL hats on, but we
No. You don't have to do all that.
Yeah, we don't want to rub it in, man. You know what I'm saying?
How you guys doing?
Doing great. Doing
awesome.
great.
So I have
we doing awesome, man.
Yes, they did.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a great year.
I had them scheduled, and then you tried some like Iverson crossover or whatever, and messed up your Achilles on the court. So we got you rescheduled. But I just wanted to let everybody know I'm happy y'all won. I grew up a Braves fan, so it didn't hurt as much as when we lost, the previous year. So congrats on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
So I'll let you guys introduce yourself, and then we'll just get right into wherever the road takes us. I'm gonna back out and let you do your thing.
Cool. So my name is Derek. This is my wife, Jasmine. We're full-time resellers. We resell on eBay and Mercari. And I've been full-time for 2 years, going on 3 years. And my wife, you can go ahead.
Yeah, well, I just came on with my husband about 4 months ago. So we actually just recently rebranded our name. So we are officially the ATL Flippers with an S. So my husband has been holding it down for a few years. I was working in corporate America. And when we looked at the money and reselling, he was like, babe, you should come on with me full time because we can make double what I'm already doing. So it's been 4 months, so husband-wife team. But yeah, it's been really, really good. I'm just learning, and I just love the resale community and just the profits that's in there, y'all. It's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. Exactly. And guys, I have the Instagram live going too. You can't see them, but you can hear me talking to them. Hopefully pick it up. It's a new thing I'm trying. If it doesn't work, I'll just bounce out. But how did your boss or your employer take it when you put in that notice?
Funny story. So my intent was not to come on full time with my husband. So when I initially told my job, I was actually interviewing for other positions. So I had a few interviews. I had, great opportunities. So when I initially put in my notice, I'm like, okay, I'll just find another career path. And it just so happened that it worked out that at the end of my 30-day notice that I gave my job, my husband was like, babe, you looking at all these other companies and using your gifts there, why not use it in our home business? Why not put that skill set into what we're doing? Let's build, let's pay off some debt. You know what I'm saying? Make your own schedule. And when he said it, I was like, you know what? Sometimes you do make a lot of sense. And this is one of those times. So, so my job, I ended up telling them after the fact of leaving, I stayed connected with some coworkers. But yeah, that was not the intention. I'm sure if I would have told my job, they would be like, really? But now I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's the only way I see it now.
Yeah, I didn't know it, Chris. She just didn't know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Once you get, it's hard to transition from knowing you have something that's steady to uncharted waters where you literally, the more you grind, the more you get to see what you're going to get from it. So it can be, there's days like yesterday. I woke up, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to I just want to stay in bed all day. But that's not the way the world works. So I got up, did my orders, still had to take, do the kid stuff, had to entertain mama and keep her happy. But, you can't wake up and call in sick when you have a corporate job or, a 9 to 5, because your boss is like, oh, you don't feel well.
Exactly. Or you got to ask permission to take time off.
Yeah.
Like, do stuff with the kids. You got to get it approved. It's like, bro, we approve our own time.
Yeah.
We're our own bosses.
The older I got, the more it became harder to have to ask somebody else for my time.
Yeah.
Like when you was like, oh, well, the kids have a softball tournament out of town during the weekday. It's a doubleheader. Oh, well, I got to ask my boss if I'm allowed to go. And it's just like, really? I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. See, one thing, man, that really because I used to be a teacher. I taught for 6 years. I taught kindergarten, first grade.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know, man.
Bless him. I know.
So, but my wife, she was pregnant with our son. And you was about to go into labor. I think your due date was like the next day. Mm-hmm. So I was at like a month previous from before she had, her labor date. I asked the principal, I was like, hey, can I, get off or whatever? Because, my wife's supposed to. And long story short, he was like, well, that's a critical day. That's a day that all teachers have to be there.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, like my wife is about to
give
birth.
It's
and he was like, well, we need you here, but if you got to go, I understand. So so that did something to me. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, because really, if he understood, he wouldn't be even having that conversation with you.
Exactly.
Right.
You know.
So I was like, you know what, man, it's time to throw them deuces, man. You know, so at the
Yeah.
end of the year, I ended up, telling them I won't be returning.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that, like, having your own business, man, is just awesome. Where you're your own boss. You do things how you want to do it.
Yep.
It's
Man,
Yeah.
that's all the praise. I don't know how anybody is a teacher ever, like ever. I remember me as a student, and I can only imagine what my kids are like at school. And I
I
just
actually enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it, man. Like
Mhm.
teaching was super
He was
dope.
great at it. It was just demanding. And my
Yeah.
thing is, if they're already
Yeah.
spending like 11, 12 hours of your day sometimes, and then he would go to do thrift stores and then doing orders, and it was just a lot. And I think one thing that he
Yeah.
said to me before he went full time was he was making more money part time in resale than he was full time teaching. And that's with the kids, that's with administration, the testing, all of that. And that's where it was like, financially, it makes sense.
And I was in grad school during that time. I was in grad school getting my master's.
Yeah.
So
Man,
it was a crazy time.
Real hustling, just all over.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I'm getting behind on the chat, man. Let me jump in here. We got Eric in here. We got Greg, aka
Hey,
what's up,
guys.
Greg?
Pancake Waffle Wheelchair. We got Keith. What's up, Stacy? Stacy's out running errands, like I told you. She is just in mom mode right now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
What's up,
great.
Stacey?
We got Ella Michelle. Dana Invest is here. We got the
Dana.
legends. Renzi now. Dana Invest. He says he
up?
does what he wants. Golden
Yeah.
Scott. No schedule, no commitments. It's the life. Amen.
That's right.
Jiggly, the
Jiggly.
the future of TikTok.
Yeah, Mr. TikTok.
We got Eric. He can handle kindergarten for me as a little ninja reselling. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We always give our daycare, the ladies that are at our daycare, we always give them like presents on Valentine's and birthdays. We're like, I don't know how you guys do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. See, you guys are already inspiring. That's the thing for us too. The reason we I'm gonna slaughter the name. I hear everybody say the Hoogs. I look at it and I'm just like, the Hogs.
Connor and Desiree.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? So we just went full time November 1st, and what really was the turning point for us was 5 years doing the pest control, doing the numbers every year. Obviously it's a lucrative business because everybody has bugs and everybody wants them gone, especially here. Like today's the 16th of December and it's 82 outside, so we don't have like a traditional winter. It's hot. So we have bugs all the time, but for the amount of work I was putting in, crawling in attics and pulling possums out and doing all this stuff, part-time reselling all year, we had already hit 90K gross on eBay. And I was like, well, if we're doing this part-time, imagine if we took away all this stuff I'm spending more time on and just focused on this.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it was literally just once I saw it on paper and I saw the numbers, we just pulled up our customer list and started calling and emailing and saying, hey, it's been fun. We are closing.
Right.
So you say you had your own business?
Yeah. So I opened up a pest control company 5 years ago. And
nice.
Before that, I was running another guy's pest control company here locally. And then I did that for like 6 years. And then I realized that I could do it myself. Why was I doing it? I was working like 70 hours a week, and it was brutal. Like when we had floods here, I would have to like walk in the water to work so I could call the employees, which now, after that happened the first time, we was like, hey, let's create a sheet that I can have in my house so I don't have to walk here. I can just call them from the house. But I was doing all this extra stuff and I wasn't being paid for it. And the stress, and I was like, I'm out of this. I can do this myself. So I went that route and we started reselling as a way to like fund it, like to buy the equipment and get it all going. And then that hobby turned into what we were more passionate about than just killing bugs. Like I look at things like electrician, plumbing, pest control, anything like that. That's a trade. You can go back to that at any time in your life.
Right.
I can always go back and just reapply for my license and just start right up working for somebody if this fails. So I have a backup parachute, but I never want to pull it out of the closet ever.
Yeah.
I would rather go dig in the trash and sell stuff for $5 on Facebook than ever have to have a boss again. So you guys do a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
But you like selling pretty much. You'll sell anything. Are you starting to condense your categories, or just anything you can make profit?
Yeah, I mean, literally, like in Atlanta, man, it's intense, man. It's just so much good stuff. Yeah, so much stuff. But the shoes are really cheap here, and they're really good. So we can walk into really any thrift store and just pick up Jordans or different things like that. So different, really good shoes and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to electronics, clothes, the clothes here are really good. So it's kind of hard to just stick to one thing, Yeah. But majority of our inventory, are shoes.
Yeah.
I've seen your videos where you'll go in and find 4 or 5 pair of Jordans. You'll find some Yeezys. I'm just like, what kind of thrift stores do they have there? I keep looking at flights. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna have to take a trip. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, man, like here in Atlanta, you have a ton of celebrities that stay here. Yeah. So they're continually, and just people with money. They're just,
And it's like a little scratch or something like that. And it's like, I don't want it anymore. Give it to the thrift store. You know what I mean? And it's like in reality, like people would love to wear those shoes. It's not even that big of a deal, So.
And I think you guys were the one you turned me on to doing beater boxes. I used to pass on all those, like all the old Retro 4s. I would pass on them if the soles were, or if the midsole was good, but the top was messed up. I just pass on them. And then I started seeing you, and I think it was Red Mountain Resale. We're selling beater boxes of just Jordans that people recondition and stuff. And they make, there's a whole niche of YouTube people that just restore shoes.
Yep.
Yes,
they don't even sell them. They just do it to restore them so they can get the views. And I just started collecting all of those. Now I have a few pairs back here.
Nice.
I just throw them up as a group, and then they move. I've sold like 3 so far, and all of them have been over $100. So that was
nice.
Something.
We have a beater box, I think, in the other room now.
Yeah, we
got like 2 of them.
Yeah, we got a ton of them, of shoes. We got to just bundle up.
So that's something I got from you guys. You guys show me that there's money literally in even like stuff that you wouldn't wear. Like everyone's passing up on these at the bins. Renzi said ATL favorite marketplace.
Definitely eBay.
Okay.
Definitely eBay.
I get nervous because like I posted that chart that shows like the most users on a monthly basis, and obviously eBay was like 107 million. And I know there's like like Ryan and Lindsay, they crush Mercari and Poshmark. There's like 6 million monthly actual active users on that platform. So when I look at it as a numbers person, 187 million a month, 6 million a month. I'm gonna focus my time on that. But they're crushing it. They don't sell on eBay at all.
Right.
So that just again proves that different marketplaces, as long as if you have your system in place, you can make money. But we're starting to just focus more and more and more on eBay, and just becoming the biggest nerd I can on learning everything about the ins and outs of their algorithm, how their stuff works. And they are coming out with new features and new updates and stuff like that are so whoever's running it now, because I know they've had a few changes in the upper, is starting to make those changes and tweak things. Maybe they're listening to the sellers, maybe.
Yeah, I know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Again, I never talk bad about eBay. I know they're listening, and I don't want them to stop my sales. So.
but actually, I started really first selling on Mercari. And Mercari, man, I was flipping stuff like crazy, and then, like when I started really like getting into the like eBay, it just like eBay just took off, and I was like, hold up now.
Yeah. There's so many eyes on eBay because it's just a recognized name. It's been around forever. Now I love the simplicity of Poshmark and Mercari.
Yeah.
Listing on there is so easy. You don't have to deal with all the item specs and all this blah blah. It's literally just take good photos, have a catchy title, make sure you're pricing accordingly, and everything else to do its work. I look at Poshmark. I call Poshmark the Tupperware party, the virtual Tupperware party, because that seems to be it's very social, and everybody's like, "Hi, hey, how you doing? I just want to let you know I got 10% off in my store if you need any help." I'm like, the only help I need is you to buy my stuff. I don't.
Right. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, just buy my stuff.
Right.
So you guys, do you have a end of year wrap up? Are you guys are you going to take any time off like around the holiday to the new year, or you just grind all the way to the end?
Yeah, we just grind it. Yeah, just continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we take. Oh, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, we take a lot of breaks you know, like during the week or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think we balanced our time out well. And I think especially like with him injuring his Achilles and stuff like that, like we've been able to grind in a new way, you know? I think it kind of worked out that I came on full time right before his accident. So even now it's like, you know, he's down a little bit, but as you'll see on our videos, like he has a knee scooter and he's like scooting around the thrift stores, like knocking old ladies down and stuff. I'll be like, babe, calm down.
Move on my way.
Like he's like really fast on that scooter at the thrift store. So it actually kind of works out that, you know, even with the accident, we're able to grind in a new way. And, you know, I'm able to kind of get more involved with shipping and packaging and, you know, certain things that I didn't necessarily do with the business. And now I'm like, okay, this is our business. So we do all things together. So
that's
like
awesome.
Yesterday went to Goodwill, man, and like when I say I was flying down the aisles,
oh my gosh,
like I was hitting turns and everything.
Oh, if I had a scooter, I'd be all over YouTube making reels, just running into people's ankles. But I'm sorry,
my bad. Like legit, it was one time the lady was bringing inventory out from the back, and I was like, "Let me get this footage," because I guarantee you, I'm gonna see my husband zipping across the store, and sure enough, like it was 0.2 seconds, and I just thought, "Zero."
Oh yeah. I do one hard
right to the rack. Yes.
One hard push, hold that leg up, and just coast. Yep.
Just coast,
that's all he did. That's all he did. So.
Oh man, that's
awesome. So
it's
been cool. So it's been giving us a new grind for the end of the year, I think.
That's awesome. Plus, it sounds like you guys are getting into a groove to where you have a system in place. That's one thing. Like everyone's like, oh, you know, I'm a reseller, so I have to grind every day. I got to thrift every day. I got to do this, and it's like once you get into a pattern, like us, we're usually done around 1 o'clock every day. That's with sourcing, photos, packaging, and then we can do. That gives us 4 hours till we have, or 4.5 hours till we have to pick up the kids. So we're just like,
and that breather is necessary.
Yeah.
You hear me? Oh,
we go to a lot of like matinee movies. Yeah, we're just like, hey, let's pretend like we don't have kids for the next 4.5 hours.
Right. And shout out to you and your wife too, Chris, because you know, with y'all have a whole little army over there. So my hats off to y'all.
It's not a little army. It's not a little.
It's a legit army.
Full team.
Yeah,
starting drive and a bench.
It's a whole team, and I want to start getting them into the business. And A, for tax write-offs, and then B, just I want them to at least, even if they don't like it or understand what we're doing, to at least know some sort of business and know that, hey, if I don't want to go into this corporate and learn all this, which I kind of want them to go get crappy jobs at Taco Bell and McDonald's, and I want them to see what it's like to put all this effort into something and then get that tiny check and be like, wait, what? And real evaluate what's important and things like that. But it's a grind. I will say it's 97% Stacy on top of that, and then the 3% is me. I'm usually diapers if it's not poop, and I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I can pick up dead possums, dead rats.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, I can pick up bloated animals, and there's the funk doesn't bother me at all. But a baby poop diaper, for whatever reason, as soon as that diaper cracks, I just.
Well, I mean, that can be lethal.
Hey, look, Chris, you should have a logo that says "Real men don't change diapers."
Yeah, for real. I would get a lot of hate in the new 20.
Yes, you would.
The 2021, 2022 woke community would destroy me, but
I know.
I just sit back and let her, you know, do it, and then I just kind of come in when I can. So that's our dynamic. She kind of handles the crazy, and then I kind of handle the business side as far as what I think we need to do and which avenues I think would work the best, and a lot of picking up the boxes and stuff. But when she's at the bins, like she's a beast. I don't go into like new bins. Like I don't want to mess with people and elbows and all that. She doesn't care. So
she'll be in there. I love it.
Yeah. She's like, oh yeah, I got a ton of kids. I'll elbow all of you. So it works. It's a good dynamic. And then she lets me do the live shows that we have to do it during the day because the kids aren't here. And that's usually when she gets her, like, she'll go run because there's definitely no way I'm going to run. So she'll go do her cardio and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
see.
Dritty milk bottles. I did have somebody ask a question in Instagram. They said they're going to be in Atlanta this weekend. What spots would you recommend are best for thrifting? So
what part of Atlanta? Because Atlanta's pretty big.
Hey, Jeremy, what part of Atlanta are you going to be in? Go ahead and drop that in there. And then I'm assuming he's probably flying, so he's only going to have a small bag. So don't worry. He's not going to take all your stuff.
Oh no, it's a lot. We tell everybody, look,
come through.
come through,
Atlanta
man.
has an inventory.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people about Houston. I was like, if I see people are like, hey, I'm in Houston, I'm like, hey, have fun. We got like 130 thrift stores. They just opened the 5th bin store yesterday.
Wow.
So there's no, in my mind, there's no competition here. There's money everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He said he's going to be in Marietta area.
Oh,
All right.
okay,
So
nice.
Marietta. So there's.
Oh.
So write this down. Write this down.
Write it down, Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy. So there's a Goodwill off of Cobb Parkway.
Yep. By the Braves Stadium, actually.
By the Braves Stadium. There's, and if you put in, so after you leave that Goodwill, just put in Goodwill in your navigation. And it's going to be another one, I think about 3 miles away from that one. I don't know what street it's on. But yeah, there's what's the other one?
Which one you think?
Said someone in the chat said Park Avenue in Marietta.
Park Avenue Thrift. Yeah, Park Avenue Thrift is another good one. They have a couple Value Villages, but I know somebody that lives in Marietta said they shut them down.
Okay.
Value Villages, yeah. But those Goodwills are like really good too.
Awesome. There you go, Jeremy.
Yep.
You owe them. Don't you buy any of that Brave stuff when you pass that stadium.
Yeah.
It will be a lot.
What other sports teams do you guys find in y'all's thrift? I'm always fascinated by that because here in Houston, it's always St. Louis Cardinals stuff. And that is like one of our biggest enemies. So the fact that there's so much Cardinal stuff in our thrift stores always boggles my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Alabama stuff.
Yeah,
actually,
Alabama.
And that's huge, with the Bulldogs and Alabama and the Crimson and I don't know what else you see.
We find Dallas Cowboys jerseys all the time. I know. Who else?
Which is crazy. I'm trying to think of the main ones.
And we've actually been finding a lot of like Toronto Raptors stuff. Like, yeah.
I've seen some of that popping up here too. I was wondering if there was if they made too many shirts or something, they just started sending them down. Because I'm seeing a lot of Raptors hats, and I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. Y'all know where it's coming from, but yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Stacy's talking about we got to go to Atlanta now.
Come on, Stacy.
Yeah, when I lived in North Carolina, we would drive. We would drive through Atlanta all the time. We'd go to Braves games. I think I was back at the old stadium because you guys are in a new stadium now, right?
Oh man, even if y'all just come and go to the Battery, daylight or whatever, it's great over there. Yeah, it's a little traffic now. Just be ready because Atlanta has fully been evolving over the last few years, so traffic can be crazy.
You have the new Mantra.
You mean Marta?
Marta, I know something.
Okay, yeah.
You have that new. Yeah. So when we try to pick places to travel, I try to think of places where I don't really have to get a rental car. Like Chicago, you can literally take the little trains or taxis everywhere. And I know Atlanta has a bunch of they've got that new system in place too. They're really, from when I remember being there, it's changed a lot from what everybody said. So
it has, and we even have the belt line now. So that's like a huge thing. I don't even know how many miles that it's just like a beautiful track area that goes around the whole city. That literally, if you had a bike or whatever, you could ride.
Yeah, you can walk it. They have different shops, restaurants,
all along it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's probably like 30 miles, I think.
Oh, there we go. Looks like we're gonna have a shoe reseller meetup in ATL.
Okay. Oh yeah, come through.
That would be awesome. I've been wanting to in 2022. One of our goals is to try and go to a meetup somewhere. I know people host them throughout, but I've always thought that Texas would be a great place. Atlanta would be a good place. I guess we could. When I think West Coast, LA seems too crazy for me. Maybe one in Vegas or something.
And that's not crazy.
Yeah, well, because if I can't find anything in the thrifts, I can at least go just
have some fun. Yeah,
right.
Just take a bunch of pennies because I don't want to lose my money, but I'll play some penny slots.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It looks like everybody wants Houston ATL added to the bucket list.
Because in Atlanta, man, what's crazy is we'll see Brooks shoes. We see a lot of Asics. And people just pass them up because there's so many other good things, good shoes that's there. It's they just sit on the shelf. That's
crazy. What's you guys' average shoe price there in a thrift?
Around $6. So all of our $6. Right. Yeah,
$5.99.
Yeah, then if you have a military discount, it's what is it? Is it 25% off?
25%, yeah.
Oh, you hear that, Stacy? We're gonna take Mario thrifting with us when he's here.
Yeah, no, legit. No student discount. I try to get that.
Tell him to bust that ID out.
Yeah, we try to find some old women in the thrifts and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then when it's senior citizen day,
not the ones he runs over with the scooter though.
Yeah,
they're sisters, but nah.
like,
But we'll go up to them and they'll give us senior discount,
awesome.
and everything. So it's like
that's another little building connections thing. That's great.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Stacey, we need to make friends with old people.
All the time. Like we were in the thrift yesterday and I was shopping and someone came up to me and was like, "Hi, Jasmine." And I'm like, she's like, "Oh, I'm friends with your husband." And Derek was like all the way across the store. And you know, it was fun, but like literally like we just connected and she was sourcing stuff too. She's a reseller too, right?
Yep, she resells.
Yeah. So I think she owned the thrift store, right?
Yeah, she owns the thrift store.
That she was consolidating and we, became friends and all of that. So it's cool. Like relationships is important in resale. It's not just about the thrift.
And that's one I would have never even thought of, is like building a relationship with someone that's actually there shopping as well, not just like a manager or a store. You're actually getting a discount through somebody. That's awesome.
Yeah, and there's so many like in Atlanta, it's so cool because a lot of other resellers, we tell them, hey, we resell, and we're kind of younger than a lot of the other ones is there. So like a lot of the old stuff, they'll say, hey, do you want this? Do you want that? I got storage of tons of shoes in the storage unit. Come check it out. Different things like that. So it's like it's not like we trying to hide what we do and everything. So like that really helps too with being open and letting people know what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we the stores we go to, everyone knows what we're looking for. So that kind of splits the room, where you have people that also do shoes that are like, oh, great, they're here. And then you have other people that are like, hey, if I see something in shoes, I'll toss it your way because that's not something I mess with. So it's always kind of like a half and half. But we try to be as fair. If somebody's there that's doing shoes and they've been there for hours and their cart's full, and I'm like, all right, cool, you guys got enough. I'm gonna go hard for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
But then a lot of times, like, they'll go through their basket and they'll throw stuff out because they don't know, or they don't want to put in that sweat equity. Whereas I'm just like, this is $2. I'll sit and clean these for 10 minutes because I know what they are. Dana asked, do you guys always thrift together, or do you split up and hit two shops at the same time?
Yeah, we usually go together.
Well, given his current condition, this one can't drive right now.
Yeah.
So by default. But yeah, I think usually when we are in thrift stores, we will split up, while we're in the store. So of course, this is like the shoe mastermind over here. So usually like I'm going to the other areas I know he's not hitting. So
yeah. That's how we do it too. Like at the bins, like Stacy knows, like I'm in shoe mode, and she'll start. She'll hit jeans, and she grabs a lot of vintage stuff that she's like, hey, at least look at it. Like she knows to look for single stitch, and we might not get it. It might just be some regular random shirt, but she picks up on that. And then she's really good, obviously, because of all the children, at identifying older toys. So she has we have all the toys from the oldest kids, and they just get passed down the line. So once we can officially say that the kids don't play with them anymore, we're going to have like an entire room full of vintage toys that we can finally get rid of. She'll sell them. Same thing with clothes. We have polo, baby outfits from 20 years ago. We have old, Power Ranger shirts and all this awesome old stuff that I'm just like, man, I wish I could wear this.
Right.
Golden Scott said he started selling Asics because they're always sitting there. Yeah, I noticed with Asics, a lot of people for some reason will leave them. I think they think that most Asics are those like volleyball shoes. They have that harder, but Asics is like a very high end running shoe too, especially like the Gel Nimbus, the Cayenos and all that.
Yep.
Oh, see, that's what I was talking about. 60 to 70 for Nikes in the thrift in LA. And that's why.
Oh no.
That's why. Well, I mean, there's a list of reasons why I won't go, but that's another one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like Dana out where he's at. He'll post pictures on his Instagram and be like $129 for some Jordans in the thrift, and I'm like, what?
Wait a minute, huh?
Nah,
yeah, that's why he doesn't really do shoes that much. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Damn. Yeah, Houston shoes are between $14.99 and that's what we pay at our Goodwills here. $14 to $19.99. So
I guess we get spoiled. No, even we were at Goodwill yesterday. The guy had found, what was it, an Atlanta Braves jersey?
Oh yeah.
And he was literally we were gonna get it, but we saw it was like $24.99, and we were like,
put that back.
And so the guy at the register in front of us was fussing at the cashier. Was like, why are y'all charging this much? I've never paid $25 for a jersey here. And I'm like, yeah, we put it back too. But even to hear that, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. We if we go to like our actual Goodwill thrift stores and we have to pay $14 to $19.99, we have to go to the bins to try and bring that buy cost down. But usually on the drive from the I'll be able to do it in my head of like, all right, we need to get at least 10 pairs at the bins today to make this get, because we try to stay under $10 per pair. But we do also try to stack on coupon day or go when it's discount day. And then a lot of places like when I get to the counter, I automatically turn all the shoes upside down because that's where they put the price tags, and that way they can just go through quicker. And if I'm like, hey, this one's $19.99, I'm not really feeling that. And I'm like, you're always here. You're always here. I'll do it for $14 or something like that. So I do try to make a little crack or something to see if but if they don't budge, it's just, I know I can still get it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first responders.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they do that for them too.
Yeah, no. I always tell people, hey, I'm a first responder. As soon as I see the shoes come out the back,
I know, right? I'm responding.
Yeah, I'm responding.
That's hilarious.
What's up, Utah Bot God? Man, he's been having some fun on Instagram with people making fake accounts. I've had 2 different fake accounts from him asked to be my friend, and I was like, one of them used the double underscore, so it looked longer, and the other one added an N to the end of gone, so it was like Utah and bought and gone. And I'm just like, oh, that's when you know you've made it. People are making fake accounts. It's all that investing stuff he posts, all that everybody wants a piece of that, and it's really popular on Instagram. So you just copy somebody's Instagram that's talking about and posting pictures of all their investing money and stuff, and they can start generating money unless they get caught.
Wow.
What's going on, everybody on Instagram? Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to y'all. My guests are more important. So if you're on Instagram, you should just click on the link before this and go to YouTube, and that way you can be part of this. So we talked about you guys end goal for the year is just going to keep grinding. What's your 2022? Hopefully out of the scooter and hit the ground running.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Right. No pun intended.
Yeah. No more injuries.
Right.
Yeah. But really, man, just building up the inventory, where because really now we have, and it's so good, man, because before the injury happened, I was going out thrifting, getting a whole bunch of inventory. So now that, we're not going out as much, like we have a ton of inventory to list. So really next year is like, we want to be on top of, our money pal. So not having a huge money pal, but really like when we go out getting things listed within, 2 to 3 days and not letting stuff, pile up or whatever. And that way we feel like, cause we have 2 now, it's not 1, it's 2. Right. So, we have, double listing and, we can, accomplish more.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said too, Chris, about like just figuring out your system. Yeah. I think we've been doing this a few months now, so we kind of know our system and how we operate. Like I have the area where we're listing, or he's working on, videos for YouTube or whatnot. So we really try to split the time, but just have a game plan at the first of the week. So definitely, big plans for the business. But the good thing is, I feel like we have kind of got to a good place where our money piles have dwindled down because we've been able to list most of those. So
awesome. Yeah. I used to be so anti death pile, and then we got into wholesale, and like that I had 2,500 pairs of shoes, and I was like, oh well, now I have a death pile. But at the same time, I'm not going to stop thrifting for used shoes. So what's happened is, as we've been going through, and I think we have maybe like 75 pair left to photograph from the wholesale inventory, and then we'll be done with that, and it's we can either order another load, or we've been doing is stockpiling when we go thrifting, and at night I'll clean like 10 pairs and I put them in a bucket, and then when the bucket gets full, we can take those. So we have probably about 200 pairs of used, already cleaned, ready to be photographed that we're just sitting on. So that's a good feeling to know. Like, I don't look at it as a death pile anymore. I look at it as like, you already have stuff here ready to go, but still go source.
Yeah. And we tell people too, like, with the money pal, like as a reseller, you need a money pal. Yeah. Like you need it, because days you might not want to go thrifting or whatever. It's right there for you. But like the thing of what a lot of resellers is, they get stuff and keep going, get more stuff, and it just pile up. And then it gets overwhelming where they don't want to list it. They're like, it's just too much. And it's like, we don't want to get to that place, So especially
until we get like a storage unit or something, it's our house. And when you
That's
have
what I was
kids,
going to ask. Are you guys still storing all your inventory in your house?
yeah,
Yeah.
so, our guest, well, it used to be a guest bedroom. It is officially the office now. So we
Yeah.
have we have that. But then I
Yep.
think too, when you have like little kids running around and stuff like that, like, sometimes our son would be like, "Ooh, what's this?" And we're like, "Don't touch that."
Yeah.
Put it down. So it's just kind of that dynamic of kind of keeping that balance until we have
Yeah.
more space.
That's that's one of the reasons, other than we had way more inventory than we had space, that I was happy to move to storage units, is because every time I would bring shoes home, the kids would just mob them and be like, "Are these my size? Are these my size? Are those my size? Can I wear those?"
Yes.
I was like, "Yes, you can. You got to clean them and you got to pay me."
Right. Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
need the
that's the
yard
thing with
mowed. I'm
our
gonna need my
daughter,
car
she's
washed.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I can give you a list of chores that you do, and I'll give you these shoes.
Right.
Yeah. And see, he's so nice. He'll just give the shoes.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I like. Kids are so spoiled because sometimes if it's shoes they like, we're like, "Oh, just take it."
Yeah, our daughter, she found some Concord 11s that we found, the mids. And
Yeah.
it was just crazy. Like, she saw them, was like, "Ooh, everybody's wearing those now at school. Can I have those?" I was like, "How much? You gonna have to, break me off something."
Yeah.
But I ended up giving it to her, because she made the basketball team for her school.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So she's uses it to play in.
I kind of use it as a double, because like they don't, mom and dad they think dig in the trash when we go to the bins. Like, they dig in the trash for money, and then they'll see some of the shoes and they're like, "Oh, can I have those?" I'm like, "But I got them out of the trash."
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And that was the same for our daughter. Like, she would go with him when he was
Yep.
teaching. So he actually was teaching at her school. So they would leave school together, go thrifting, and she would be like, "Mom, we take forever at the thrift store." So I would always get this long complaint, but then when the bin started coming with her shoe size, it's like, "Oh." Or she would always have, what was it, like gifts and stuff you would get her, just toy all the time. So I'm like, you are benefiting from these long hours at the thrift store. Let's be clear. You know?
Yeah, we had to bribe Micah. He was 4 at the time, but he has an entire tub, probably like 100 different Nerf guns. If I was like, "Hey, you got to go with me. I got to go work." I always tell him it's work.
Right.
And he knows what that means. So we would go, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll let you pick out a Nerf gun if you're good, and then let me do my thing." So
right.
just be walking around the store, no darts, but just shooting.
Having the best time.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right, well, this $5 will keep him quiet and let me make some money. That's okay.
Right.
But now we have like 200 Nerf guns in buckets, and
Wow.
they're like, "Hey, can we have a Nerf battle?" And I'm just like, "Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So do you have plans? Like, do you know like how much more inventory you could keep in your home before you have to go to a storage, or are you already planning like, let's just do a storage unit?
That's a great question.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
I mean, if you ask him, he's fine with like taking over the whole house. I mean, downstairs, living room.
Let's do it. Let's do it. You want to do that? Let's do
it. So I think the wife mode in me is kind of like, no, babe, let's, I would be more prone to do a storage unit just so, we can bring as much inventory as we want.
Yeah.
But one of our goals is really just to like pay off this house and then get another house and then use this house kind of as
just the business house.
Yeah, the business house,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And some people say, well, you should just rent it out. And it was like, yeah, we could, but we can scale up the business if we're using this house,
For sure. And then you'd have an entire house to write off as a business
house.
Exactly.
Yeah. Versus just a storage unit, because then you get the electricity, the plumbing, everything gets to be a write-off.
Yeah, and have somebody just move, like a family member move in it just to say, somebody live in it,
Yeah. Or it could just be like an Airbnb for you guys. You go there on the weekends or something. Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
That's one thing that I will say I enjoy about having the storage units now is it separates home from work, other than like doing this, which I don't ever consider this work, because I enjoy just talking with resellers and picking brains and things like that. But it does at least separate the work aspect. The only thing we do at the house is the packaging, and that's just because the Rolos here. We have these little things that we take with us to the storage unit. They're electric, what are those things called? What are they called? They make them out in I don't know.
Generators?
Battery box.
Oh, battery box.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's got on the back, it's got 2 plugs, and then we have it plug into a multi-plug, and on the front you can do your USB to keep your phone charged.
Nice.
That's dope.
And it runs for, we have 2 of them. So we set them up to our light box, and then I plug my phone charger in. She plugs her phone charger in. we got a fan, and we have, a jam box for music, and we just go to work, but it'll last days. We just got it on
Wow.
Amazon. They're like $89. That way you have electricity in the storage unit.
Right.
Oh, that's smart.
I just haven't wanted to move the computer and the Rollo over there yet. Just I don't want.
That's what I was going to ask you. So you package at home, but everything else you do in the storage unit.
Yeah, but like on Mondays, like this Monday when we had 61 packages, you got to go to the unit. You got to go to the storage unit, pull the 61 pairs of shoes, load them in the car, bring them here, unload them, pack them, reload them. Like,
right.
I'm just like, we should do all this from the storage unit.
Yeah.
I think next goal is going to be maybe like a warehouse instead of a storage unit that'll have like a front office, and then we can move everything there.
That'd be nice.
That's good.
I just don't. I'm on the fence about, do I want to have a storefront to where like the shoes that are like slower sellers, I can just put them on racks and be like, hey, these are size 6 women, size 6 men, and then have people come there, because then that brings in a whole different, or do I just want to load those shoes up every 90 days and just go one weekend at the flea market and move them just to get rid of them? But I don't like Facebook Marketplace, like pickups and things like that, because
that could be a lot.
Yeah, so I think probably just a warehouse with an office space. But yeah, I do enjoy now, but I'm also like an anti-clutter person. I know you can't tell from the wall, but if you look, they're all nicely evenly spaced.
They are, Chris.
Yeah. I'm kind of OCD.
Yeah, and that's me a little bit. I've had to kind of temper that down, because reselling, it's like sometimes, we get both days. Like yesterday we went thrifting and we got crazy finds yesterday. So it's like, it's loaded up in our hallway right now till we can get to it. But
yeah, I got 4 bags right there of shoes that I just can't look at, because my brain's like, you got to do something with that.
Yeah.
But like I said, we try to clean like, 10 at least 10 a day, because we have everything else going on, and just put them in tubs, and then when the tub's full, we take it to the unit and we can take photos of it. But it's a good little system. If you do the storefront, then everyone knows where your storage is. Yeah, that's another thing. But then I also look on the side of, I live in Texas and we all got guns. So
right. If you want to try me.
Yeah. I got insurance and guns. So no.
Right.
But that's another thing that I didn't know you had to have, but when you move into a storage unit, you need to get insurance on your merchandise if you're a business. So that's something that we didn't have at the house for the business side, but we do now have over there. So, and it's not much. I think we have like $1 million policy on our inventory. It's like $300 for the year. So that it's not a huge expense, but it is something that you got to think about when you move out of your home. I mean, you could probably have it for your home as well.
Right. That's a good point.
But that's something that we had to learn. And then we just got our LLC, and we're going through the process of all that because now we're going to get official like checks starting in January.
Nice.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah. We're going to get a check that says pay Chris from Flip the World.
Yeah.
So that way,
from myself.
Yeah. That way Uncle Sam doesn't come calling again. He's a bad man. I'm not trying to do the Wesley Snipes thing.
No. It'd be clank, clank.
Yeah. And he got out because he's famous. I'll be in forever.
Yeah. Be done.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, what is your when you got started, what was one, like everybody has rookie mistake because we all started, but what was one thing that you got into that you realized wasn't your thing right off the bat? Or you learned quickly?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, or that you learned quickly, like, I don't like this part.
Well, really, it was like, you mean like mistakes, or you mean like
either a mistake, or did you go into a category like because you saw like other resellers doing, like, let's say pots and pans, you saw everybody was killing it in pots and pans, so you went out and started getting pots and pans, and then you realized, I don't like Brillo pads on my hands and cleaning this.
Yeah, so originally I started with shoes. And then
right,
because I already knew shoes, you know what I'm saying, like raised in the hood, like you kind of know.
Yeah, you went the right direction right from the start.
Right. Yeah. So I started with shoes, and then I went from shoes and I started learning different clothing brands, and then I went from clothing to electronics. But it's just like I just tried to like master a certain category, and then once I felt like I was really good at it, and then I just went to another category, and tried to master that.
Awesome.
And just kept moving on. But I would say one mistake I did make in the beginning was like I was just picking up stuff, man, like picking up shoes, that was like had no value, but I thought it did. And that really kind of like made it where I had a ton of shoes that needed to be fixed up, but I wasn't willing to fix them up because the time I had, I was like, man, I ain't got time to fix them up because I'm teaching, I'm doing all these, other things or whatever. But yeah, like just picking up. You remember upstairs?
I remember.
Had bags and bags of shoes. So what I did was I started bundle them up in lots,
some bundle beetle,
and then start selling them. And people was flying off the shelf. So I was like, hold up.
Did you ever? Did you used to, when you started out, were you getting shoes that had like a lot of cat hair inside or too dirty in like 30 minutes? But you're like, oh, I can make money off of this.
Right. Yep.
I think anyone that gets into shoes starts with that because you're like, oh man, I know I could sell these, and then you open them up and you're like, oh, I can clean that cat hair out, and then you get home and you're just like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, never, because it's like stuck within the threads, man. Like,
yeah, you're like, oh yeah, lint roller, this will be easy, and then you're like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
it gets stuck in there. What's going on, Reselling Niche? Howdy, folks.
Hey.
We used to pick up shoes from the bins, and I'm like, oh, they're just dirty. I'll just put some sweat equity, and then like 45 minutes into the shoe, I'm just like, all right, well, now I have to sell these for like 2 times as much because I put an hour into it.
Right. So, right. Yeah.
When you go sourcing now for shoes, like your last thrift run, how many pairs that you actually bought did you have to look up? Do you just have it? You already know now?
Yeah, I mean, it's like so what? Yeah, I know already, like off the, but when we usually look them up just so we can like screenshot it because we know more than likely we're gonna make a video about it. So we just screenshot it in the store so we have it. Yeah. But we're not really looking it up for the value to like, oh man, this sells for a lot.
Well, he's not looking it up. I have to look up everything if I do that.
She's new to the game.
Yeah, I'm still new. So I look up Google Lens, whatever, to find the information for the item. Yeah.
But majority of shoe brands, like I don't know all of them because there's a ton of shoe brands out there. But majority of them I kind of already know.
Yeah, well, Stacy will bring shoes to me at the bins. And if it's not like in my mind, if it's not like, something I know, Nike Jordan, like she brought a pair of like Mephistos or something or something like that.
Yeah, Mephisto,
Yeah. And I was like, it's nothing. Get it out of here. And then she's like, these are really nice quality shoes. You should probably look these up. These are heavy. They're leather. Yeah. It says made in Portugal on it.
Yeah. See, we sold a brand new pair. What was it, like 2-3 days ago? The Mephistos for $300.
Yeah. I ate that crow and I put those in the bin and we bought them. Yeah. So I mean, it's when it comes to like dress shoes or women's shoes, my brain is just turned. I'm really into athletic shoes. So whenever she'll bring me stuff like that, I'm just like, yeah.
Put it to the side.
I look it up and I'm like, okay, you got me. Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of dress shoes, man, like for some reason they're not selling how they used to, before.
Yeah, like I noticed Allen Edmonds went down.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if everybody just got them all from the thrift or started selling them too low, and now the price is just gone. So I don't even pick them up anymore unless I can get them for like $4.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reasons why like dress shoes aren't really selling like that is because of a lot of people probably working from home now.
Yeah,
so it's like,
I'll say there's like 8 million people that didn't go back to their jobs, so that's probably why. And they're saying January is actually going to be worse. They're anticipating more people are going to leave in January than left in August, September, and October, November.
Yeah, it makes sense. I
just because it's like a new year, new me.
Like wearing heels or anything. Like I'm not doing none of that no more with the pandemic. I don't care.
Straight flats.
Yep.
Flats, Uggs, boot. Yeah.
I need tennis shoes or some Van slip-ons. I'm not trying to wear any boots or any dress shoes.
Not if we don't have to.
But we met so many new resellers. Like it's just crazy because since the pandemic, they either lost their job or they're not going back, and they just started reselling, and they're new whatever. But I'm like, it's crazy how many new resellers it is. Yeah, out here. So it's a good thing though.
It's good, and then I'm not on one side or the other when it comes to everybody's getting into reselling because all of the everyone on YouTube making videos is ruining the market, and I'm like, I don't really believe that. I think there's competition in everything because if you were a heart surgeon, every heart surgeon in every hospital in the country that has heart surgery is going to try and pick you. They're going to try and draft you to come work for us. It's whatever profession, there's always going to be somebody that wants to, it's competition. So also because of the amount of work that this actually costs, people fall off quickly because they think it's easy when it's
Right.
really not. It looks easy because on the videos they're all nice and edited, and it doesn't show like you sitting at a desk scrubbing shoes.
Right.
You don't see the grand scheme of day-to-day operations. And then if you go from being someone that was an employee just doing your job at your company, you did this job, now you're having to do all those jobs.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
true.
have to be, you're now a boss, you're now an accountant, you now have to do, time, you have to learn everything,
You the
Recruiter.
yeah.
Yeah.
You the
Janitor,
janitor.
recruiter.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
and I think it sounds luxurious, like, oh man, these guys are just going to thrift stores, buying stuff and making all this money. And it's like, well, no, on the back end, I'm also crunching numbers, having to do taxes, having to do all this other stuff. Oh, I'm the janitor too. And then, and I'm not just doing that one job that I did when I was just go clock in, kill bugs, go home.
Yeah.
So, that's why I'm never worried about competition. There's going to be people that stick around that figure this out and realize what it is. And that's awesome. And then there's going to be people that are here for a few months, and then you'll see them selling a reseller lot on Facebook Marketplace. And then you just go buy all their shoes, which I love.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Because thing with us, man, like our mindset, even with like YouTube, like we really wanted to, well, I know like me starting a YouTube channel, I really wanted for people to win, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's really why, like, I started a YouTube channel to show people, what I pick up, look for this, look for that. This is, this is that, this is what to not pick up. And, but I think those who, start YouTube channels and like, I just want to make money. That's all I want. You know what I mean? And it's like, you ain't going to last, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, it's that work you putting in. And not just that, but it's, you want to, like, my drive is to help people. I want people to win, man. Like that's like my focus with, with YouTube and stuff. Of course, the money, will come or whatever. But, that's like the drive.
And I think with anything, especially if you're, trying to do YouTube, if you go into creating a YouTube channel to make money, you probably never will.
Right.
Because your motivation, your mindset's not in the right place. Like, if you go into it with, I want to show people what I'm doing and show them that they can do it, and then maybe inspire them, or I can help them, or anything like that, I think you have a better chance. Now, obviously, the margins would say that most of us aren't going to, but I think if you go in there, even if you're just helping people or giving, any kind of, where you're not expecting anything, I think you have a better chance at seeing the payoff in the long run.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so true.
And to hear them testimonies where people say, man, like, you told me about these shoes. I found them and I sold them for $100. Thank you so much. Like, this helped me to pay one of my bills. Man, it's like, that's the reward. You know what I mean? Like, it feels good to want to help people in that way, man,
Yeah.
For sure. A big reason that I started the channel, not only just because I wanted to show people that this is available, that you're not pigeonholed into whatever, society says is you have to do your job, but also in my brain, because I'm morbid, I'm like, hey, if I die early or anytime soon, or, in the next 20 years, my kids can always go to YouTube and be like, man, that's my crazy dad. He was, and even if they're not watching for the aspect of he was trying to help people, they can watch it and maybe they can get into reselling, and they can be like, oh, this is what he was doing when I was a kid. And now I can do this because he left all of this. He left the breadcrumbs for me to figure out that I'm not stuck in a 9-to-5. And if I ever get in a position in my life where I'm just depressed and miserable, I can go do this.
Yeah, there's a way out. I mean, even our daughter had came a little while ago and wanted to start her own business, and she's 12 now. So she's in 6th grade, but she wanted to start doing jewelry. And so she was like, I want a logo. And the next day she came back and was like, I got 2 orders. And I was like, 2 orders. I was like, how much you charge them, girl? And literally, like, she came home, made a little jewelry set and earrings for the little girl, took it to school the next day. They paid her $5 each. I was like, that felt good, didn't it? She was like, yeah, I want to make some more. So
you got, we have an example of that, of the man shutting us down. So one of our kids, we would go to Sam's or Walmart and buy bulk candy or bulk chips, and he was selling out of his backpack.
Yeah.
And they got caught. Well, he didn't get caught, but they made a rule at the school that the kids can't do that anymore because they weren't making their money on their vending machines.
Oh, because he probably sold it cheaper, right?
Yeah, he's selling chips for 50 cents where they're selling for 75, so they're not making any money. So they kiboshed his business, and I was like, and that, my friend, is what you call the man. I was like, life lesson. And then we have our 11-year-old who helps me clean, Emma. She's really into art and painting. So she actually gave me some prints that she's done that I'm actually that I'm all backwards, that I'm going to be putting up on, she wants me to put them on my Etsy. So I'm going to put them up on my Etsy where I have some stuff. So we're going to be doing that too. So yeah, she's got a little side hustle she's working on too. We get her the canvases and the paints, and whatever her brain does, I throw them up. I got a few of hers up here. Like,
how much is she selling them for?
I don't know. I'm supposed to gauge that, and I don't know how to gauge art. So,
well, tell her we want to be her first purchase.
Oh, that's awesome. I will. I can send you some pictures of the stuff she's done. Like, she did me this one. It's an F bomb. In case
that's funny.
I have like a crocheted bomb that says F on it, and whenever I want to like cuss, I just hold that. Like, that's my F bomb.
Oh wow.
She painted me that for it. But
that's so creative.
That is funny.
Yeah. It's cool. And you know, as somebody that's been in music since I can remember, like it's an art form. I'm all about like painting. You want to do any kind of art, I'm 100% on board, even if I don't understand it.
Yeah,
it's good though.
Yeah,
but let us know. Let us know.
Oh, for sure. You give as long as you give me some colors or anything, and I'll be like, hey, these are the colors you have to work with. She can do. She's done a few for friends for Christmas and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yep. That's it.
So,
tell her just do the ATL Flipper. Just ATL Flipper.
I'll tell her about it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's up, Jeff? Yeah, Jeff said less than 1% of the YouTube ever get monetized. Yeah, I mean it's a grind. It's a grind.
I didn't know that.
One of the reasons I stopped focusing on my subscriber count and my view count. I mean, yes, I'm a monetized channel, but I post stuff that I want to do, and if people watch it, great. If people don't, it is what it is. My business, I focus on the selling part, and then YouTube is usually on the side. Like, I talk with Josh, Harry Tornado, all the time, because obviously he's figured out how this works.
Yeah.
Like, man, for somebody who doesn't care what people think about them, I can't put that sports bra on with the little and just walk around stores talking to myself like a psychopath. In my brain, I'm just like, you already look like a weirdo. Now you're walking around the store with a bra on, talking to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people don't know what it is. So it's like, it's funny, man. Yeah. What's that on your chest?
Are you filming me? You can't feel. I mean, I live in Texas. Yeah. Like, people are crazy here. You can carry like swords in Target.
Right.
There's no gun laws here anymore. So you can walk around with a shotgun on your back. Like, I don't want to be walking around with a camera on and a sports bra. Like, hey, weirdo, what are you doing? Are you filming me? Get that off my.
Right.
That's so funny.
It's for my protection.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, man, should I just do that and then not edit it and that be the video, just showing how weird it is for someone like me?
Like a raw video. Maybe if you just say like the raw uncut Texas resale life.
Yeah. What happens when I wear a GoPro for a day? This is what happens.
That actually would be a good
time. Because sometimes I remember one time I was in a thrift store and it was about to be like, it was two women. It was a cashier and a customer, but they was about to throw them hands, man. I'm talking about
record.
But but the thing is, I couldn't, like, it happened so fast because I was in the back and I heard it, so I went up to the front and I was like, man, where's my? I was like, if I had my GoPro, I could just,
like, where's my scooter? I could just zoom to the front.
I know, right?
Literally. Even yesterday, we were going to our shops, and it was like a prison escort, like right on the street, and they like shut the street down, and we were trying to get to the thrift store, and we were like, "Where's the phone?" Because that's crazy footage. Like, this is stuff we see in Atlanta, like 10 cars and the whole van, and
the bus, the
bus.
They just stop everything. Yep,
yeah. Shut it down.
So I always think, my brain's always trying to think, okay, well, don't just do a thrift haul video. Don't do a what sold. Do all what if you just didn't put any of that and you just put all the raw stuff that you would edit out? So all the people looking at you weird, all the people asking you what the hell you're doing, all the random, just like, you're not filming me, are you? I don't want to be on no film. What is this for? I didn't sign anything. You're like, you're not. I'll blur your face out.
Yeah.
I'm famous. Leave me alone. I just want to say that so people will leave me alone.
Right.
I'm an island boy. Leave me alone. Whatever it takes. But yeah, that's I consider that my only hiccup for YouTube, is that I don't know, for whatever reason I can't. I'm gonna do it. 2022. I've already got the notes on I'm like, you're doing it. Just do it. Who cares?
Yeah.
If you get kicked out of stores or people try to fight you, just make sure you're recording.
I was just about to say, it makes good.
Not only is it going to be a good video, but maybe it'll be evidence if you do get killed.
I know, right?
So, and then, you know, life insurance policy. So, Stacy, if you're still watching, I got you. You and the kids will be all right.
Life or death. Life or death.
And you have all the inventory, so you already know what to do. Just watch my old videos.
That's funny.
Guys, that's our time. I've had a freaking blast. I love doing these.
Yeah, it's been an
You
hour.
guys are awesome.
Yeah.
I call them power couples. Anytime it's a husband and wife or partners or anything like that are both doing the same thing, it's I love it because it lets me know that there's other people that are doing the same thing. And not only, you know, when it was just me doing it and there was always that, not there was like a power struggle, but it was more just like we weren't connected, and now we're connected we know what we want to do business wise. We already know what we're doing family wise. And so everything just seems to be in place. VidIQ, thank you for sending me my congratulations a week later. But yeah, I love seeing couples and partners as resellers, because both of you have figured out that what you are doing was okay, but this is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Also, it's kind of like reselling together. I look at it like COVID. When COVID hit and everybody was stuck at home in themselves, you find out very quickly if you were really with the person you're supposed to be. Because communication changes, everything either heightens or distance. And
right.
And you know, I've seen a lot of personal in my circle, a lot of divorce, a lot of breakups. And luckily, you know, we're still kicking, and she doesn't hate me, and I don't hate her, so we're doing something great.
God, man, God is good for real.
Yeah. So thank you guys for coming on. I'm glad we were able to reconnect again. Congrats on your championship. Even though I heard you guys had like the fastest parade ever, they just like zoomed through the city. I even saw one of your
6 minutes.
Yeah. They was gone, man, because they had to get over. So they had the parade in Atlanta,
and you know we were there. We went.
You got it.
Then they had to go to the Truist Park. So they had to, you know, zoom through Atlanta, and then they took their time at, you know,
because it was a big concert and all that. But still, we were like, that's it.
Yeah. I saw there was one of the players was off the bus, like walking and high-fiving people, and the cops like picked him up, like, hey, you can't be doing this. He's like, I'm a player.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. But I appreciate you guys taking your time and being on the show. Good luck on your recovery. And 2022 is coming.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Y'all be good. Take care.
Peace.